software, bro, all it's gonna take is one or two more bad days. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take one or two bad fucking days, bro. He's gonna be on that DSP path. I swear, it's gonna be dope. But the guy, it's like a one for one. They're both like shelter, white ass, fucking nepo baby dumb fucks that talk down on everyone around them and try to act like they're fucking bigger and better than they are and shit. So yeah, bro, we'll start with our boy Phil. Let's just get this stupid fucking clown out of the way. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get this stupid fucker out of the way, bro. Waste all our time on old Uncle Phil. So I gotta pull up the dockets, bro. I feel like a courtroom judge talking about these stupid fuckers now, dude. Someone pull up the DSP docket. Here it is. Yeah. Oh, Uncle Phil, bro. Talking shit about RimWorld. And if you don't know what this game is, I've never played it, dude. But I have checked it out, I think, once or twice, right? And it's pretty much like this other game I actually have called Worldbox, dude. And I don't know, it's almost like a fucking god game in a way, but it's more like survival simulation. Like, I don't know how to explain it, bro. It's like fucking one of those games where you're managing people and resources and all these things can interact with each other and it's like, almost like a god game though. It's kind of dope. I might buy it if it's half off cuz like $34. I won't lie. Like, see, this is a fair critique of this game. This is totally a fair critique of this game, right? Bro, $34 ain't worth all this, you know? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a little high. I feel like the price is a little high. Like, it looks like a Newgrounds game. That's a fair critique. But he'll just like spread his ass open and shit all over something, bro, just because. But it's like I might actually buy this. This is up my alley, but not for $34.
You might think this colony humble. It was no simple undertaking. The three of us crash-landed here. Elena, a princess.
Cementahie, that's a good one. Bro, if I had my soundboard active, I give you the dish. I'm serious.
Manual labor is unbecoming.
Greg, librarian, good with books, not much else.
And what use is a washed-up soldier like you, Nelson?
Now we are survivors.
We built, mined, harvested,
Endured frightful conditions.
and manhunting rabbits.
Beastly pirates raided us.
We captured some,
Recruited others.
We lived new lives.
entertained ourselves.
In time, Greg and Elena married.
One must compromise one's standards here.
For company, we tamed
It looks like something I'd play. Just get stoned and turn your brain off, Just fiddle around.
turtles.
But not everything could be tamed.
Greg started to drink.
You wouldn't stop cheating on me.
Others
What? That's dope. You could start like a cannibal gang and shit.
know how to treat a lady, Greg.
That was when Greg broke down and ran, naked, into a lake.
Yeah, well, let's not forget when Nelson hung out with his llama all day instead of building solar panels.
We all need downtime, Greg.
Despite everything, there was progress.
We began work on a ship to set us free.
But there will be no escape today. This is my base.
This is my sanctuary.
This is my palace.
Nah, this shit looks dope. It looks dope. But I'm not gonna I need to wait till it's like $20. $20, bro. I'm sorry. That's just a personal critique. Right now, it's not even a critique. That's just like my preference, I feel like I don't want to pay $34.99. I don't even want to pay $27.99, bro. You need to knock off like 15 more percent, I'll be there. Then I'll be there. There's another game, bro. I'm actually, I'm, I'm, I'm kicking this in the wind, but I might restream one of Phil's podcasts this week. One of them, bro. I swear to fucking God. One of them, and maybe when he's playing fighting games for like an hour, dude. Friday. I'm telling you, I'm like semi-retired. I'm sticking to that. Unless Phil like goes totally actually insane, right? Like he's pissing in buckets, bro. And like pouring it on his fucking head and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like branch out, do other shit, you know. So we're not gonna slip all the way back into the Phil's fucking slippers. It's easy and too comfortable. It's too easy, bro. You know. So yeah, but we will be on his ass because there's a game I want to show you guys, and I feel like I want to just play that while watching some Phil with y'all. Okay, and it's called World Box, bro. This game is fucking dope. All right. I want to do an unhinged game stream where, dog, I want to set. Dude, this game is so fucking dope. I swear to God. But I don't know. I have to decide. Either I'll stream this game by itself or we'll do this while watching some Phil. But hold on, dude. I got to show y'all this if I can real quick. Because this shit is fly. It's fly. Oh, bro. Oh, my God. All my settings are fucked up. Well, you know me, I'm incompetent, sorry. Nah, bro, this game is dope. It's called World Box, bro. How much is this shit? It's 19, dude, $20, right? I bought this shit. $20, right up my alley, dog. The graphics are all pixel and shit. But like the whole concept is you're a god. You're a god, and you can like set up these motherfucking races of humans and orcs and elves and shit. You can spread them out. You can set up resources and shit. Like you're a god. It's like, you know, you wake up and you're like, bro, I want to make civilization and shit. And you could set this shit up, bro. And you let these motherfuckers do their thing, right? In this whole ass fucking world. And random shit could happen like fucking a dark wizard just fucking popped up, bro. And I'll just sit there and I'll drop a little white mage and they'll fight it out or some shit, bro. It's kind of sick. This is a kind of game that I always wanted to play as a kid, dude. Like watching my older cousins play Black and White, and they wouldn't let me play, dude. And I'd be all fucking jealous, dude. I always wanted to play like an actual God game, right? And this is it. This is like pretty fucking close. It's fly, bro. So like what I wanted to do is set up like the detractor nation, because bro, these people could set up clans and the clans could grow into villages and then cities and then fucking whole ass kingdoms, and the kingdoms could sit here and fucking like go to war with other kings. Like it is like actual world shit, bro. Like, and nations can make alliances with each other like some NATO shit, bro, and get into beef with other alliances. Like, oh my God, bro, I made really sick fucking worlds in this game, bro. But I want to make like a low-cal Earth, dude, where you got like detractors over there, then maybe the sector over there, right? And maybe like YouTube commenters, maybe Kiwi farms got their own little nation over there. And you got like the nation of Phil in in Antarctica or some shit. This game is fly, bro.
What a sweet little orc village. Let's make some trees nearby, a few rivers, with a happy little bush over here. Perfect. And some cats. Everybody loves cats. What are you doing? My innocent cats? No! You will answer for it, dumb orcs. Well, let's start again. Create worlds full of life. Unleash the chaos!
Yo, I've done this shit. I got pissed, bro. like I had this whole ass like nation, bro. They were being dickheads. Like they always just wanted to start wars with other fucking nations. And I wanted to have an era of peace. Like no war around the world at all. I want you motherfuckers to develop, right? And then whatever happens, happens. And like I forget how long an era. There's actual eras and shit, bro. So every war that's almost popped up, bro, you could stop wars before they start and shit like that. You could be like Satan, bro, and plant the seed of evil in motherfucking king's ears and make them fucking beef out and wig out on people. You could start a zombie apocalypse and this shit. Dude, I have gotten high as shit one day and played this shit for 8 hours. Just like zonked all the way to fuck out. This game's like really, really good. I ain't gonna front.
Embark on unstoppable fun! Become the god in Super World Box!
Yeah, get this shit. Get this shit. I tell you, just get it, bro. Just get it. It's like $20 fucking dollars, okay? It's like two $10 bills, bro. It's like not even an hour's of work for me. It's worth it. I got so many hours of fun, bro. But yeah, it's dope. But maybe tomorrow we'll watch Phil and I'll let you guys like you could pick individual units and name them. And I'm not gonna because I'm not a greedy fucking con man for free. I'll just let you guys vote to name individual units. So like we could start Phil's fucking shit. It'll start out as a clan, right? We could fast forward the development of it. It'll be like a kingdom. And we could name the king fucking Phil and the prince Derek or whatever, dude. You know what I'm saying? And then we could have like the nation in the detractor nation, bro. They'll start their own little villages and sometimes they split off and alliances split and shit. You could have the nation of Chill Murray, right? I'll be sitting there kicking it. Bro, I have a little shitty plot of land and shit. All right. I fucking got distracted. I'm sorry. You know I am. I'm mentally ill as fuck, bro. Let's get into it. Phil's sitting here talking shit about RimWorld, bro. You know, giving all that good fucking juice, using the same bullshit fucking excuses as to why he can't or won't play a fucking game. Without actually like doing what we did and actually looking at the trailers and shit like that,
Wow, it's
bro. Like, come
expensive.
on.
$28. What is this?
This dude's a bum.
What is
He's
this?
a bum.
This is what you suggest for me? This nonsense? Look at this game. How dare you? How insulting. Look at this game. No, you guys told me about this one before, right? You said that basically the graphics look silly, but the game is actually a really, really good game. That it's a plot, a interesting plot about survival or something like that. Right? Like you said, it was pretty good, like the actual narrative. See,
Hey, Phil, how about you watch the trailer? Like, it's a stream, bro. It's a stream. You can do whatever you want. How about you show us you're not a pretentious dickhead and actually, like, literally do some surface level research? You guys told me one day on a day that ended with Y and I was begging about this game and it looks silly. It's just like, bro, you could literally just watch the
I
trailer.
would compare
I'm
this
just
to
saying.
say,
Maybe he did. I
did you ever
wasn't
play
there,
the game?
right? But I'm pretty sure he
Oh
didn't.
God, what was it? To the Moon? To the Moon looks like shit. It looks like Final Fantasy 6 or 4 in a modern day. You know, like why would I play that? But actually, it's one of the most emotional games I've ever played back in the day. So if it's like that, I don't really.
I hate Phil. And I've always said this. I said this for years. I don't believe Phil at all when he says he's played all these old games, bro. I just don't. I don't because of what I know about his history. Like, I believe he had a Super Nintendo and he played Super Mario World or Brothers, right? And I believe that he probably played like Mega Man a little and Zelda. But beyond that, like RPGs and shit, fuck no. I believe he's always been this little indignant, impatient asshole almost his whole fucking life, bro. Even as a kid. I don't believe that he sat here like my stupid autistic ass and would sit here and crunch numbers and is willing to fucking dig into lore and was willing to fucking actually get immersed in in a universe where you're role playing. You're playing a role playing game, right? And you're willing to grind to level up. And dude, these games, I can't play them as much because I'm too fucking old and got too much shit at not like Phil. Too much other shit. I can't just sit here and pump out on an RPG all day. Like I swear to God, I'm trying to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I barely just got to the open world area, and I played it for like 2 nights in a row, dude. You know, it's just they take me forever to fucking play. Where when I was a kid, I could just play from sun up to sundown nonstop. I can't do that. I can only do it for 2 hours, and then I gotta take a break. But fucking, I don't believe Phil has ever been about games like that. I do believe that he's always been about the fighting games and hanging out at the arcades and shit like that. And I feel like that's where his passion for gamings was more towards, I feel like he was sitting there calling people the F word and dorks and, all those 90s and 80s fucking slurs and insults for people that like Japanese culture and liked fucking RPGs, 'cause he's a normie. He's such a fucking basic bitch normie, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if he didn't get lucky to get into YouTube playing fucking games, I swear to God, he'd be in an office calling people that do this all day fucking losers and bums and shit. He would. I don't see, you see those guys that sit there on their ass all day playing video game lazy. Like he's that kind of person, you know what I'm
Really care about the
saying?
graphics, but I'm gonna be honest, the graphics do look
If it's something that he doesn't have, bro, it actually fucking cuts into his soul. He has to talk some good
crap.
shit, bro.
This looks like a shitty Flash game to me. But I'm gonna take your your word for it that there is a good game behind it, even though it looks like ass. Oh yeah, King Ferb says Jade wants to look at Dinosaur. He already played one of those. Why is this $28?
See, a broken clock is right twice a day, okay? I'm with Phil about this price. Hold on, I said the same thing. Why is this like $27? What?
Why is it so expensive? It looks like it was made in Flash for $2. Why is it $28? If this
It's a
game,
big
no lie,
game.
right now this game we're
I could see why the price can be justified, right? But just for me, the way I play these games, I don't know. I'm just like, nah, dude. I don't know. No.
$7, I would buy it.
Not
$28,
$7.
man.
20
Look at
bucks.
it.
25
Looks like the
bucks,
doodles
baby.
of a 5-year-old. What happened here? 1 million copies sold.
Because, bro, after tax and shit, this game would still be $30 for me. So that 20% discount is just like the discount on the taxes of the game, So they ain't a discount to me. That needs to be like 50% off.
Oh my god.
These sweeten the pot for your boy. I feel like that's fair, I feel like that's not like a dick thing. I hate this guy. I feel like this guy's a lolicon. I think. I don't know his lore, trigger point, or whatever the fuck his name is, bro. But he's like Raven's Dolphin. He's this fucking fat, frumpy, nappy headed fucking, you know, mixed looking fucking weirdo, bro, that fucking tries to flex and talk shit about other people on the internet. But it's like this dude couldn't even do a pull up if you asked him to, kind of shit. So yeah. I don't know why I saved that in the bookmark. I was just saving shit in the bookmark for the show, bro. I just threw shit at the wall. But yeah, this is one of the devs. One of the devs, bro, sat here and clapped back at Phil. And this person's now a detractor. Like, they're in detractor fucking comments and shit on Twitter like all the time now, shitting on Phil. Phil tried to go viral insulting my work on RimWorld. LMAO. I don't think he's acting because he is genuinely a sour, wretched, miserable sack of lard. Anyways, now I'm interested in playing your game. I like supporting games he trashes or dislikes. That's kind of sheep mentality, but I get it. If you're feeling generous, I suggest Catch and Chill too. Oh yeah, no, he insulted Catch and Chill. This is the guy I remember now. I had a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Okay, I'm semi-retired. I ate on every little thing every day. This developer worked on Catch and Chill or made it and gave Phil a dev code for it, right? And Phil sat here and shitted on the game and said, "No, I don't want it." My audience didn't like the fucking game, yada yada yada, bro. And I think that's when this motherfucker is like, "Fuck Phil, I hate him." Like he just naturally makes you hate him, bro. I ain't never seen a person that make you hate him just easily. 1 million sold. Ack. More like 1 million scammed. Got him now, guys. I can assure you a toddler could do better than that. Shit. But yeah, Phil's in trouble, bro. Dude, I swear he's stepping on all these fucking easy to duck landmines, right? That's fucking nuts to me. He needs to stop. And then, of course, Phil has to do damage control, bro. And I love when Phil does damage control, especially on Twitter, bro. I think he did this shit at 1 a.m., all drunk, okay? I haven't played the game. I'm not doing the Phil voice. Should I do the Phil voice? I haven't done it in, like, ever, bro. I don't think I could do Phil's voice anymore. I haven't played the game, nor have I played anything against it. I simply know that my audience tends to not like games with either pixel art or flat style graphics. I know that's ignorant. I disagree with that philosophy, but that's just how my viewer base is, sadly. Like, this guy could never just stand on whatever anything he says. Not a single fucking thing, bro. Keep in mind, I love JRPGs, and that's what I mean. This is what I mean, bro. I think he LARPs. He's never really played these JRPGs until he was like a grown man, until like nowadays and shit. I don't believe this is such a lie. And games that are art style, it's one of my biggest disappointments. I find it hard to play these kind of games. If RimWorld is as you say, it's likely a game I love and my audience would claim is boring, and I demand I move on ASAP. I'm also curious if the clipper left in the part where I mentioned To the Moon is pixel graphics and one of the most emotional games I ever played. These clippers always leave out the parts that make me look human instead of taking stuff out of context to create drama. Oh my god, this dude's so full of fucking shit. Come on, Phil. Come on, Phil. Philly fucking two shoes. Yeah, there you go, man. I love it. This fucking ugly ass motherfucker, bro. He could just never just be nice, And it's me talking. I know I'm not like the nicest guy all the time. I don't practice what I preach all the time. No human really does. But I try. I try to be nice. No one can ever say I don't try, all right? They'd be a fucking liar. But all right, we're gonna move on to our boy. Our boy. This dude ain't our boy. We don't know him like that. We don't know him like we know our Uncle Phil. Oh, Pirate Software, dude. Sorry, I'm having too much fun. I'm so fucking high today, dude. Pirate Software, dog. I'm trying to tell you, he's just like DSP, especially when it comes to like trying to control his image. You know what I mean? Like Pirate Software, because he worked at Blizzard, right? And all this humph, he tries to look like he's good at games. He's not, bro. I have all the evidence. Oh my god. I found all this shit during my research, quote unquote. But he's not good at games, bro. He pre-watches and shit, just like Phil does, dog. And then he'll go on these giant ass rambles, like, bro, like a paragraph, right? trying to justify like his L, like, try to justify some shitty fucking thing that he said or did. And it'll all lead up to him pretty much like almost fucking destroying of movement, a non-malicious movement that's pro gamer and pro consumer and shit, dude. The Stop Killing Games movement. And I forgot to do it, but I'll do it as soon as I end the stream. I'll post a link in the description to the Stop Killing Games petition if you want to support that and keep that shit going, okay? Because it's really good. It's good work they're trying to do, especially if you're a gamer, bro, and you care about like the preservation of this shit. I need some background music. Sorry. I'm trying to set this shit up. I'm doing like two things at once. I like this song. But all right. Pirate Software. Dude, so I've known about this guy for years. Like for a few years now. From YouTube Shorts, right? He'd be scrolling at 3 a.m. half awake. And his stupid fucking YouTube Shorts would pop up. And it'd be like him with his fake ass deep voice. I always suspected it was like fake. Trying to like act like he's giving you some advice on how to be a content creator or how to be a streamer or like, how to be a game dev and shit, like how to get into game development. When don't forget, bro, this motherfucker's dad is the only reason why he got into game development. All right. But he really started getting on the whole internet's radar, bro. If you remember that World of Warcraft bullshit that he got into, dude. I got this video by the Score Esports, dude. Go check his channel out if you want. I watch it sometimes, but they cover content creators that revolve around games and gaming, and like any controversy and shit revolving them. So this is an old video, but this is when this drama happened. I can't find the original clips. So we're gonna fast forward through this. This is a quick rundown, bro, to introduce you to this guy if you weren't there when he first got into some bullshit.
PirateSoftware has been kicked from OnlyFans after a dire mall run that included his mage went bad, resulting in the deaths of two hardcore characters.
What's he doing?
Help lot, yeah.
What's he doing, dude? Okay.
Yamato turns the corner. Pirate is literally blinking 5 miles away, not even turning back.
The former Blizzard employee went viral in the past for talking about his experiences at the company, but after the incident, he was criticized for not showing enough remorse.
Okay, cool. You go roll a mage then. See you around.
Ultimately, after a few days, these events led to him being kicked from the guild.
Pirate got kicked? Oh my god!
Today, we're breaking down the situation because if you haven't heard of it already, well, it's only a matter of time until you do.
As Lahenzia headbutt Polvin his way to relative safety, but he is the last man there, kind of like a mage blinking out of the dungeon. He will survive, but the rest of his team is not there.
So the absolute...
I could give you a TLDR, bro. This fucker was just being shitty at World of Warcraft. Fucked his whole squad over. Bro. Oh, fuck. I relate to this shit, too. Okay? When I used to stream on Mixer with my boys, we played Tarkov. I threw my chair to the wall. I did. It was embarrassing, but it was funny. I made like $1,000 fucking dollars that day. It was dope. But all my homies died except for me and one of my boys. And, we were all known for getting like stoned and hanging out after work and playing games and shit. So we were all fucked up. And it was during COVID. And I was like almost blacked out drunk, bro. Because it was like the beginning of COVID. And I remember all I did was just drink all fucking day and night. Like, it was bad for 2 seconds, dude. And fucking... all my homies were drunk, and we were all drinking and smoking weed. But my homie, I ain't gonna say his name, he gets higher than me. Like, he gets, like, Snoop Dogg high, right? And we both sneak onto the extract, which was a train and shit. And we went to clear it, And I don't know how this high ass motherfucker, he was supposed to stay behind me and I was going to take point. He went and took a different fucking entrance that was in front of me. We bumped into each other. He fucking killed me. Bro, I'll never forget this shit. I got goosebumps. This shit pissed me the fuck off, dude. Like, he killed me, dude. Cause like we wasted like 40 fucking minutes laying on the ground, like avoiding these dudes that are sniping us just to fucking make it to the exit, just for that to happen. And he's like, oh, chill. I think that was you I killed. And I was like, it was me. I fucking yelled at him. I was like, you fucking retard. I took my chair, threw it into the wall, bro. It was fucking wild. And I almost wanted to stop playing games with him forever.
After this event in Dire Mall.
Like,
Here's the clip from Sunday, January 12th.
Run.
Can you target dummy?
I can target him, yeah. Should I do it?
Just kill the massive. Yeah, target dummy. Kill the massives.
No.
Also, are you fine? Any grenades, anything?
You can
heal him.
Yeah, you just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
What's on me? Setting bear form.
He just ran away.
I can help that, yeah.
Look, he just ran away. Bro, oh my God. No, the homie I'm telling you about, this is the shit he would do, bro. It was like, where were you, dude?
Yep.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
Now, I'm pausing the clip here because I want to explain that in hardcore, if run is called, you run, and you use your tools to help everyone else run. And at no point was it clearly stated that the group was no longer running. Pirate, who had little mana, kept running.
What are you talking about? Why am I walking? Look at my mana.
Savage triple. Come on, man.
Just kill the mastiffs.
Innovate.
Innovate the healer. Kill the mastiffs. We got this. In a sense of...
More something?
Do you see my mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
The end result of this pull was that 2 characters died.
You have a boss in you.
Get slowed.
Fuck.
Anything for me?
No!
I don't think...
Now, I'll come back to the blame in a moment, but let's first look at how the rest of the situation shook out. Pirate doesn't immediately apologize and says that the pull and the call to run were not his fault.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I'm
Don't be angry.
You overpulled 2 packs. You overpulled 2 packs and a boss. I had 1,400 mana left. I had to spend all of that mana to try and put it on Blizzard to save you guys in the first place, and nothing left. You weren't paying attention to party resources, you overpulled, and you weren't paying attention to where the boss was. That's not on me.
So remember how I said the guild was built for content? Well, people reacted this and, again, drew their own conclusions. Many people seemingly agreed with the idea that he was partly responsible for what happened, or at least that he roached by scuttling out when he shouldn't have.
I don't think he got them killed on purpose. I think he just sucked ass and panicked.
Ultimately, the argument boiled down to the fact that he could have used the resources he did have to do more to help the team.
Again, I haven't deep dived this stuff, but from what I've gathered, he never said he did anything wrong. I mean, like, again, like, I'm not going to fault the guy for sucking. Did not use his toolkit, did not use his mage properly whatsoever.
But it was his supposed inability to acknowledge any wrongdoing in the moment that seemed to unite detractors.
Dude, what the hell, man? Why not just apologize?
Like I said, huge Pirate fan, love the content. This is not the look. In my opinion, my guy says, dude, I'm sorry. I choked up, I ran when I shouldn't have. This sucks. I could have done better. My bad.
However, an apology, at least in public, was seemingly not on the cards.
He just wants me to sit down, grovel on my knees, and be like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Yamato. It was all right.
Yeah, that's exactly what people want when they ask for an apology. They want you to, oh, bro, that ego. That's just having a big ego, you know? Why should I apologize? I've been like that a couple
My fault, the mage. I won't do it again. I'm so sorry.
Not that bad, though. I can take my L's. It sucks. I got some burn marks. You gotta take the L's sometimes. I don't know. That's how you...
Sorry that tank overpulled.
That's how you eventually grow. Hopefully.
2 packs and a boss. Oh, man, oh, God. Next time I'll save you from the big, mean 2 packs and a boss that tank pulled. Are you kidding me, dude?
Now, while content creators, for the most part, kept things respectful, it seems like many of their fans did not. PirateSoftware was bombarded with tells from angry players in-game, and he posted some of the disturbing messages to show the kind of insanity being thrown his way. In another clip, he noted that he's reporting hate raids against his channel, which, of course, he's entitled to do.
That's like, see, look at this shit. This is what he does, bro. This is what he does. It's insane. It's insane. This is insane. Like, bro, I'm not reading all this. I'm not. I'll read this much, and then it's like, whoa, this is getting unreasonable, bud. Fuck. But he always has to do that. Like,
although we weren't able to figure out who specifically was doing the hate raiding.
What is Against TOS is organizing hate raids on the platform, which is what a number of these other content creators have done live on stream while admitting that they're doing it specifically for content, that they're doing it so that they want to cause beef with me as a streamer so that they can get it for content in OnlyFans, and how to position themselves to cause those types of arguments to happen. Since it was all done live on stream, we've reported that to Twitch.
Now, one thing we have to note here is that there have been a lot of clips posted that seem to have been formatted into intentional rage bait. This tweet...
Bitch. That's some bitch shit. Yeah, I'm gonna report them. I'll report you. Whoa.
Tries to make it seem like
That's
Thor
actually
is
some
abusing
good shit,
personal
dude. Ain't
relationships
that
with
deep.
Blizzard employees to ban anyone who disagrees with his decision in that dungeon, whereas, again, some of these messages are literal insanity that absolutely need to be investigated by Blizzard. Then there's this thread on r/YouTube drama on Wednesday, which claims Pirate Software threatens creators. Here's the actual clip.
For all the content creators that were out there trying to cannibalize me to boost their numbers for a little while, that may work for now. But in the future, no one's going to want to do anything with you other than other people that also want to cannibalize you. You're going to surround yourself with assholes.
Now, it seems like he's saying if you just focus on negativity, no one will want to stay for anything but that. And you don't have to look around the WoW community very long to realize the truth of that statement. What we're saying is that a lot of people wanted to be angry about this. The hysteria was already at an unstoppable level, and it was starting to become the only thing discussed about OnlyFans. So on Tuesday night, SodaPoppin kicked Pirate Software from the guild, citing the discomfort of some members with his presence, as well as the ongoing controversy. He also cited clips of him doubling down. Pirate did issue an initial statement about the situation on Twitter on Monday, but then summarized everything again on Wednesday after the G-kick. He admits he didn't play perfectly, but stopped short of apologizing publicly.
We called him later, and he did say he did wrong, but nobody's seeing that. He actually did say it, and he was like, yeah, I just didn't want to die. That is completely fine.
So, was Pirate to blame for the wipe? Well, he didn't pull any mobs or choose where to tank them. He actually counterspells a caster so that the pull could be moved if desired. Yamato made the call to run out and never said otherwise. After the wipe, he tried to say that his calls were inexperienced and he shouldn't be relied upon.
You were the shot caller, you called for run,
I'm not
I
a
ran,
shot caller.
and I was
Actually,
out of
I'm
mana.
not, bro. I think I have
You
way
called
less
the
experience
shot.
than you have.
Perhaps what Pirate is really guilty of, and should have apologized for, is that as a mage, he was uniquely positioned to help his group get out of the dungeon alive. As this old Mitch Jones video shows, mages do have plenty of options to do that, but he didn't use them. Now, if you want to call that roaching, fine. But does that mean his party gets to skate?
No, that's ratting. Fuck that. We call that ratting nowadays, bro. He's being a fucking rat. That's some rat shit. Like, bro, I don't care. You're the fucking mage. You're supposed to die first, dude. You're supposed to be like, y'all shall not pass kind of shit. You go down with the ship first. You're a mage. You know, that's the cost of doing business. He should have died, bro. he should have. To let the tankier players get the fuck out and, you know, hopefully get a breath of fresh air and reroute.
For all the errors they made? Could Pirate have a better attitude about it? Should he have expressed remorse that people died and that he didn't play the run out very
what's
well?
up, Gus?
Yeah, an admission that he could have played it better and an apology for that was what people wanted. And it seems like overall it's the major reason he's accused of doubling, tripling, or quadrupling down. But that doesn't mean he deserved death threats.
TLDR, it's not fair to dogpile on Pirate and only blame him for roaching the f*** out. Everybody made big mistakes.
But what do you guys think? It's a tricky one. As ever, let me know in the comments.
That's where it started, okay? That was how it was going. And then, of course, you know, it settled down. But I'm trying to tell you, it's like, you know, Phil dissing Hideo Kojima the way he did, bro. I swear, that was like opening his Pandora's box. Like for Phil, it was a Wednesday. It was like fucking 47 degrees and shit. It was nice and cool. And then he just sat here and just opened a box he didn't know he shouldn't have opened. And that's what Homeboy did. He sat here and he fucked up some big WoW shit. People take WoW seriously, you know? And there's a lot of young people and shit like that that are on the internet and take WoW, like just like back in the day, right? When Phil started getting his ass whooped around. Like, we were all kids, dude. We were all kids, like 23 and shit like that, right? So, no, Phil, like, it's like a Phil situation in that aspect. You want to look at it like that, right? But this is like worse because he's like more influential. He's a bigger content creator and all his humph, right? So, fuck, man. This dude's an evil fuck. So there's this initiative called, like, Stop Killing Games, and I think I told you about it really quick, but it's about preserving games. It's about game preservation and shit, you know? Here's the petition right here. I'll try to link it later myself in my description, but, you know, it's a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to consumers. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence and is not only detrimental to customers, but makes preservation effectively impossible. I mean, it does. It does to a degree. It does, dude. Nowadays, every single game, right? Like pretty much every single game, unless you get an emulator yourself and you have ROMs downloaded, yeah, you can just get them all ripped away from you. Over the past year, we have successfully escalated complaints on this problem to consumer agencies in France, Germany, and Australia, and have brought forth petitions for new law on this problem to various countries. A list of the actions taken to date can be viewed here. As of 2025, most consumer action on this matter has concluded, and we are awaiting decisions on it from several governments. However, there are a few remaining avenues left where people can participate if they're eligible. So yeah, I think it's like for Europeans can mostly do it. So if you're a European homie, you could petition the UK government or the European Citizens Initiative here. So yeah, dude, it sounds like a really, really good thing. And Pirate Software, he's a game dev, bro. He's the man. He's the man trying to hold us back. And it's fucked up. Like, imagine buying a car. Oh, I swear, this is some Elon Musk shit. He wants this kind of future, right? Like, you bought your car. It's not leased anymore, so it's not like you miss a payment and they could take it and shit. It's just like they decide they're not gonna make cars, like certain fucking car seats for that car, and we're not gonna manufacture parts and shit and support this car anymore. So we're gonna tow your car away. So they just take your car anyway. It's paid off, but they're like, yeah, no, we're not producing and manufacturing parts for this car no more. So, we gotta take this from you. And that's what they get to do in the gaming industry. It's fucking insane. It's insane. I think this isn't a retarded opinion, but I think the gaming industry, as much as I love games, bro, it is the most like anti-consumer fucking industry besides like the medical industry and in goddamn capitalism, like in the system we have to live in, bro. It is just the worst. They could do it. They get away with everything because it's like a bunch of old retards that run the fucking government and don't give a fuck about like this shit. They still think like computers and shit are just games, like toys, like Barbie dolls and trucks and scooters and shit, bro. And they don't need to be like that regulated. Like fuck that shit. These motherfuckers sit here and release broken half-ass shit all the time, right? And then they can just sit here and go, yeah, we don't really want to support this game no more. And then it'll just disappear. I saw it happen. What's that game it just happened to? Friday the 13th. Bro, I seen it like escalate, like studios not supporting games and games disappearing. I've seen this actually happen in real time, escalate over the last, I would say like year and a half, 2 years, right? Like, I've seen at least 5 fucking games. If I was to really look, we could find them. I'm not going to. But I swear, on one hand, I could count all the games in at least a year or two that just, like, got ripped away from gamers' hands, and they paid for DLC, and they paid for all this shit, right? And paid for the fucking game. Like, come on, bro. That's like fucking highway robbery. So, yeah, this fucking asshole, bro, sat here and tried to misrepresent the movement like it's a fucking con. It's just a big old grift. It's a con, and you shouldn't fucking, listen to it and shit like that. And he almost fucking single-handedly destroyed this non-malicious goodwill pro-consumer movement, right? All because it would probably affect him as a game dev, bro. It would take away what he probably perceives are rights for him. If he wants to cut his game off and you shouldn't have it, I don't know. He just feels like he should be able to do that.
That Ross put together of what that sort of looked like.
Oh, shit. Now, this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I drop the mask entirely. I have no qualms about that. They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing. That sounds stupid as shit.
Yeah, if you combine that attitude while being completely wrong on the merits of the argument with the realization that he was more than likely faking his own accolades with regards to complicated puzzle games and refusing to shoulder any responsibility in hardcore gaming communities, even when he objectively made mistakes, hopefully everyone can see the perfect storm that happened. PirateSoftware had
Went back to the doctor. Doctor's like, hey, sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can
Sorry, I
change
had
as
to
a
mute
man,
myself.
and it's effectively second puberty. This is what I
What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Yeah, he uses voice filters and shit, bro. But listen to the horse. This is a horse shit he says. Like, I'm 32, right? But besides, like, my voice getting somewhat deeper, bro, my voice hasn't changed all too much since I was, like, 16. You know? Your voice doesn't change. Once you're, like, in your 20s, bro, you stop growing. You do. Like, 25, bro. 25, I got as tall as I'm ever gonna get. My voice is as deep as it's gonna be, right? Like, I think the only thing that's changed, bro, is I grow thicker, more facial hair. You know, like I've always had a baby face, so like nowadays, yeah, it's weird. I grow like all my facial hair now, like. If I can want to stay blocked up or something in there, I don't know.
went back to the doctor.
I actually grow almost like a whole beard.
Doctor's like,
nowadays.
hey,
It's sick.
sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can change as a man, and it's effectively second puberty. This is what I used to sound like. That's what I used to look like to this 5 years ago. Wait for this. This is awful.
My hot dogs are freshly picked. I'm gonna have to peel it. I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog.
Yeah, that was it, dude.
Every good hot dog needs to
so
be peeled.
fake.
Went back to the doctor. Doctor's like, hey, sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can change.
And then he tries to say like, yeah, see how different I look? Look how different I look. Like, oh.
Hey, sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can change as a man, and it's effectively second puberty. This is what I used to sound like.
Like, I like how he adds in there, and look how different I look. I got my long
That's what I used to
hair.
look like to this 5 years ago. Wait for this. This is awful.
This is what I used to look like 5 years ago. Acting like he acting like he looks so different now. He's like using the same fucking mic. What do you mean?
My hot dogs are freshly picked. I'm gonna have to peel it. I'm gonna have
See how much different I looked 5 years ago? See how different I looked, guys? Yeah. That was me 5 years ago. 5 years? Get the fuck out
to
of here.
peel my hot dog.
Yeah, that was it, dude.
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
Went back to the doctor. Doctor's like, hey, sometimes in your early 30s, your voice can change as a man, and it's effectively second puberty. This is what I used to sound like. That's what I used to look like.
Oh shit, Ames, thanks for being a member. I don't know. YouTube's been like glitching and fucking up from what I've seen, like the last month or so. It's whatever, bro. It's just good to see you guys.
To this 5 years ago. Wait for this. This is awful.
My hot dogs are freshly picked. I'm gonna have to peel it. I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog.
Yeah, that was it, dude.
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
Went back to the doctor. Doctor's like,
Yeah,
hey,
stupid.
sometime.
Doctors won't tell you that. There's no such thing as a second puberty. And if there is, it's like between 20 and 25. You know what I mean? I swear to God, whew, that was the most cracked I think my body and my physical form has ever been. Like an onyx god shimmering in the sun. I broke my wife, bro. I just flexed my abs at her. It was sick. And I'm like 6 foot, even. That's as tall as I'm ever gonna get. I'll take it, bro. I'll take it. Like, I'm barely 6 feet tall, dude. You know? Like, I'll take wherever I could get. I got enough. But like, I looked at my son one day, because he had a growth spurt. He's like almost 5 feet fucking tall. He's 7, dude. He's almost as tall as me. So I'm already like, fuck, bro. Like, by the time you're 16, I'm gonna probably be looking up at you, and I don't feel comfortable with that. Like, my son could probably take me, dude. He'd take his old man on. I don't think that would be great. Oh, what else we got? Bro, there's something else I found, but I probably fucking lost it. Yeah, I did. But this is a stop killing game shit, bro. This is the guy's channel actually who runs it. Occurs Farms. Go support him. It's pretty shitty that a piece of shit tried to fucking like crush this whole movement, you know, just with his bullshit.
Hello, this is probably the final update to the Stop Killing.
Like, yeah, bro, when this video was posted 6 days ago, it looked like this movement was dead. But because of the rallying of support, dude, around the hatred of PirateSoftware, and you know, genuine gamers hearing about the situation and wanting to support this, it looks like it's getting a second breath. So this video is a little outdated by like
Games
2
campaign.
inches.
Though I'm coming at you a little bit like a time traveler would. It'll make sense in a minute. As a refresher, Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement to stop publishers from effectively destroying video games they have already sold to customers. Now, we've gone about this in many ways, but it's easiest to divide this up by things we've already done and things we can still do, because there's about a dozen things we've already done. Yeah, in fact, here's a list if you want to pause this. Going over this again will be a video in itself. I'll talk more about some of this towards the end. So that just leaves things we can still do, which are only 2 items. One is for the UK to sign a government petition to bring this issue before Parliament. Though, keeping it real, I'm not terribly optimistic about this one, since the government response has been a mess by every definition. It's a long and boring story, but the short version is it's hit a bureaucratic roadblock and will stay stuck unless it gets more signatures.
I know.
But the one that has a lot of power, so much so I think it could change the course of gaming history, is the European Citizens Initiative. Now, I said I'm approaching this like a time traveler.
I woke my wife up, and she has a new job where she works at 8, and it's like 7. And she's not a morning person, and I woke her up, and she's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Because with the trajectory
She
we're
didn't say
on,
shut the fuck
these
up.
are both going to fail. So I figure, why wait
she
until they
asked me to
actually
stop being
do
so
to tell
loud.
people? Both the petitions end in July. The Citizens Initiative in particular on July 31st. This video probably
No, that
won't
was
change the
me.
timeline. It's just a last-ditch attempt to wake people up on it. The European Citizens Initiative failing kind of stings. Again, this one is crazy powerful, but the hurdle we just couldn't get past was that it requires 1 million signatures from citizens of EU countries, and we've only made it just under halfway. That's really too bad, because I have high confidence this would have solved the problem of publishers destroying video games. Now, why do I say that? What a lot of people don't realize is that in the EU especially, it's almost a state of lawlessness regarding the practice of game destruction. Okay, I don't want to put people to sleep here, but the quick legal argument is that the vast majority of games with an online requirement say they can be terminated at any time for any reason. Or Blizzard likes to say any or no reason. But according to the EU Commission, that might be a violation of Directive 93/13 EEC, which protects consumers against unfair terms in consumer contracts.
Except for Phil, because he's such a vain retard, bro. I don't really like attacking other men for their hair. You know, that's just something you can't help, bro. I guess as like a human, I can understand having your hair, right? And it is just like it's escaping you. Sorry. It's like a woman that doesn't want to be with you anymore. It's just trying to find its way out the door, bro. And you're doing everything in your power to just hold on, even if it looks janky as shit. I could almost like empathize with that man humanity, you know? Like, fucking bro, I don't want to fucking lose all my hair forever. But if I shave it and it just doesn't come back, it's looking shaky already, bro. Fuck.
So if that term is unfair, that means that part of the contract is null and void. And if it's null and void, then what does the law say about how long your purchase lasts?
Oh, I just thought that was
it
funny.
doesn't.
I thought that was funny because I was like, bro, I'd be making fun of people's hair. Well, if I start losing my hair, I'm getting a little older and shit. I'm like, fuck, what if I'm like, as soon as I hit 40, bro, my hairline starts like kind of being like the Battle of the Bulge or like Germany in 1945. It just starts trying to fucking inch the fuck back little by little, dude.
That's the whole
shit
mess.
I can do about it.
So if there are no legal guidelines, what are consumer expectations for how long video games
I just shave
last?
it. I shave all my fucking hair. I'm
Indefinitely.
black. If you're like black, you can just always pull off a bald head, you know? That's a blessing.
Even the average online multiplayer
But
video
like bald white guys. Yeah, dude, Corey, see it. Damn, it's wild. It's so wild. His hair is wild, huh? But yeah, no, it's like bald white guys sometimes. They look like they have cancer or some shit, right?
games from the 90s can still work today if you didn't change the hardware or software. So the law wasn't written for this situation. The industry's terms might possibly be illegal, and traditional expectations are games last indefinitely. Now, of course, publishers can't support games indefinitely, but by not giving expiration dates or end-of-life plans, that might be the situation they've put themselves in. I cannot emphasize enough what a mess this is. If you were an impartial judge just trying to interpret the law, you'd have a headache. I don't know what you would do. You'd probably tell the EU Commission they need to make a law on this because this is a glaring omission. So being in the middle of this quagmire right now, if we had rolled up with 1 million signatures demanding that the EU give us basic consumer rights for video games, that would have been the easy way out for regulators, because then they would have a mandate. That's what I meant about my half-joke slide about politicians liking easy wins. This situation is such a mess that trying to settle this under existing law is more work than creating laws under a consumer mandate.
I feel like it's easy. In the United States and probably in the EU, this is such a slam dunk. Like, you can't sell someone fucking milk without an expiration date, you know, without knowing when it's most likely going to be bad, right? Like, we're not going to support this gallon of milk anymore.
And thanks to the action we pushed at consumer protection agencies, doing nothing is no longer an option for multiple countries. We've made sure of that. But none of that matters because the initiative is failing.
Sorry.
Now, my
I'm
original
high.
thought
I'm
was
gonna
that
take one more
ironically,
vodka.
it's
I need
difficult to
stop
get
for a moment.
gamers to care about games because a whole lot of people are cruising at maximum apathy these days. But I think it's more than that. For most of the past year, the initiative has bounced back and forth between being the third and second most popular active initiative in the EU. The only ones that topped it were far more serious social issues. So that says to me, the problem isn't getting gamers to care about games, it's getting people to care about anything. And frankly, that is a checkmate move. If people can't care enough to write their name on a form to protect their rights and stop things they care about from being destroyed, then yeah, I can't do much with that. I am not a Care Bear that can shoot light out of my stomach to make people give a damn. Plus, it's hard to know how many people don't care.
You did enough. You did enough. You know, you can rest easy. You don't need to do too much. What is that shit from the Boondocks? Remember when Huey was trying to get that guy from death row and he couldn't? He was all bummed out about it. And he asked Granddad. I forgot what it was.
And how many never knew about the initiative in the first place? It's certainly not for a lack of trying.
You do what you can, bro.
I have tried to push this everywhere I can, though I'm an amateur at all of this. I have a medium-sized YouTube channel for making comedy videos involving gaming. That's it for my advantages. Now, I've tried to leverage this to push the initiative, get as much help as possible, but I've never been great at marketing and networking, you know, stuff you need on a campaign.
I hate when people say that. It's like I empathize with it because there's things I wish I could have done and could do, right? But there's only so much you can do, and it's like a shitty feeling. But I swear to God, like, you only can do so much. You only do so much, bro.
Thanks, Granddad. Granddad, what do you do when you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do?
You do what you can.
Facts. God, rest in peace, John Witherspoon. He's literally all hood dude's dad. He's all
I've been
the
beating the
hood's
drum
dad,
on the
bro.
problem of game destruction going on 10 years now, but the problem only got worse and worse, and nobody was doing a damn thing about it. So when the opportunity to do something finally presented itself in the form of the biggest game shutdown from a European company, I pounced on it as hard as I could. So I've hated doing almost every aspect of this campaign and will be very happy for it to end. But I would have hated myself even more if nobody stepped up to do anything. So in light of that, I think our exposure has been phenomenal.
All right, we gotta. He's an old head. I love him, bro. It's like he's an old head. You could tell he worked on his script for probably 3 nights. It's like super scripted. Gotta fast forward here. Critique, suggestions, and final attempts. Yeah, because this shit was about to die. Swear to God.
Now, I have been maybe fairly criticized for not running a fundraiser for this. There are reasons for that. The first is, until recently, I didn't know where we would spend it. People would say, buy ads. But the initiative could be considered political. And YouTube doesn't allow political ads in a lot of EU countries. And neither does Twitch. Good luck reaching gamers without YouTube or Twitch. So taking money with no plan, that's a grift. And another reason is I am one of the worst people to manage that sort of thing. Financial paperwork is an Achilles heel of mine and seems to take me 10 times more effort than anything else. I mean, I can do accounting, budgeting, math, that's not a problem. No, I mean having knowledge of all the obscure forms you need to fill out, what all the tax laws that apply are, what all the specialized terminology is, and just...
That's why you ask for help. You know what I mean? You do what you can, bro. You make a YouTube channel. Like, you do what you can, bro. You social network, fucking Twitter, Twitch, all that shit, bro.
All the hidden rules. Now you might say just hire an international tax accountant for multiple countries. Okay, there goes a third of our funding then. So what are we even doing? I cannot emphasize how much I struggle with financial business crap like that. So the thought of me putting together a fundraiser for what might be considered a political fund that needs to adhere to laws in multiple countries, and if I make a mistake that could be considered a crime? Oh, no. That's like asking somebody with severe dyslexia to write a book report on war and peace. I am the wrong person for that job. But I've still been trying, to the best of my ability anyway. I didn't discover this until late in the process, that even though general ads were out, sponsor messages were still an option for some countries. And some mysterious benefactors emerged, offering to pay them directly. But that means I needed to find all these channels and broker all these deals.
But this is a video that PirateSoftware was criticizing. He was calling this whole movement a scam and dog trash and shit like that, bro. You know?
As someone who does not understand the
And he responded. This is his response to PirateSoftware shitting all over this Stop Killing Games initiative and all that, bro. Like, it's bad. And then I'll show you the fallout, okay? So throughout the week, bro, PirateSoftware, old DSP Jr., dude, he's been taking big old fucking heavy blows to the body on the internet, dude. I swear, like, he's looking winded, guys.
As someone who does not understand the campaign, has been trying to stop it, and has been making up what it is about. I am not saying that lightly. I will prove it in a minute. Now you might be thinking, okay, so some YouTuber got something wrong on the internet. So what? See, that was my thinking too. The problem is how incredibly influential this YouTuber has been. Remember that list of coverage on the campaign? Well, best I can tell, Thor's coverage has been bigger than literally anyone else on those lists, except Asmongold. And the only video Asmongold had on this bigger than Thor's was about Thor's video. So for all practical purposes, Thor here has been the #1 voice on the campaign, and he's been lying about what it is. That's a bit loaded though. In this case, I'm using the second definition.
That's not loaded.
Apply. I have no evidence it's the first. This video came out right as we were building momentum. Then except for one boost in Germany, the signatures started drying up like clockwork.
Dementihier, you came up with it first, okay? Let it be known here for all the time. If someone else tries to take credit for it, smack them down. DS PirateSoftware, trademark that shit, bro. Fucking trademark. Put a TM next to that motherfucker.
This put me in kind of a no-win scenario too. Because if I ignored it, then a lot of people are gonna get misinformed about the campaign. But if I did a response video, which is not something I wanted to do anyway, then it might look like drama farming, which could understandably turn off a lot of people from the campaign, because it's not about that at all. So I quickly made this video trying to clear up all misconceptions and concerns about the initiative with timestamps for everyone's questions, hoping the truth would eventually come out. I can see now that was a mistake. I should have just embraced the drama. To this day, I'm still getting frequent comments and emails about the same falsehoods about the campaign that originated in this video. Well, now I have nothing to lose. If we don't get the signatures, then none of this matters anyway. So if this campaign is failing because of me not talking about this, then I'll at least correct history here on the way down. I'll get this over with and go over what I think are the biggest points of PirateSoftware's videos.
I love it.
I'm not gonna.
I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna go down swinging, bro. This fucker's gonna lie on everything I worked on, everything I'm doing. Bitch, I'm gonna fucking pull him down with me by his penis. Dude. I'm gonna grab him by the tip, drag him down with me, motherfucker. Pause.
I go over everything because collectively, Thor has made hours of video on both me and the movement.
Silly.
I'd be here forever. Believe me, I could address smaller things too, and kind of already have. All right, let's start. Okay, point number 1. Thor does not understand what Stop Killing Games is. Here it is in his words.
So for those who don't understand, the Stop Killing Games initiatives is basically, we don't want single-player games to have DRM that the developers can turn off and thus render the single-player games inactive anymore. This is what they want to change. They need to be specific that they're talking about single-player games that do.
I hate this fucker, bro. He does that gay shit where he opens Microsoft Paint. He does it all the time, bro. I don't mind doing. Dude, I want to do this actually, because like my mind and the shit I'll be trying to say sounds so retarded when I say it. But if I was using Microsoft Paint, go, no, you see what I'm saying? You'd be like, oh shit, okay, we get it, chill. And I'm a very visual person, right? Like I understand things more visually and interactively, but this is dumb. He does it all the time. Like his streams, bro, will sometimes feel like, from what I've seen, they feel like you're in a how to be a game developer, like, I don't know, like how to be a laid back person 101 fucking community college course, bro. But he always busts open the black background, fucking Microsoft Paint. He always has to go, so see, if Jimmy has 3 apples and you have 5 apples and he asks you for 2, how many apples do you have? You would have 3 apples, and this is like, bro.
Not need a
in his little condescending, fake, deep voice, you know what I mean? It just adds a little bit of salt on the fucking cuisine and shit.
To support them.
No.
And as much as they want it to be about specifically games, where it is a single-player game that has always online functionality, it would impact every live service game that exists. Instead of just targeting single-player, always online games.
No, that's not what it is. Stop Killing Games includes single-player games, but nothing about it is specific to them. He completely made that up, and I have no idea where he got that impression. This is what I mean. It's harder for gamers to understand this because they come with so many assumptions. It's like that saying about doctors being the worst patients. So let's clear this up. It's the first line on the website. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to...
We literally read this. Chill Murray doing the real investigative journalism. Bro, literally, I'm like a stoned investigative journalist. That's why I'm incompetent, but I get the work done, okay?
Kind of transaction is being made. As you can see, it's not easy to explain in a soundbite. But if you notice, we don't make a distinction between single-player and multiplayer games. That's because the law doesn't either. So why make this even harder? Both the movement and the law are making distinctions on how games are sold. Also, that part he said about it affecting all live service games? Yes and no. It would affect most live service games in the future, but the initiative is not retroactive. So that's one thing Thor doesn't understand, but he also seems to think this is about converting multiplayer games to single player. Once again, he made that up, and I have no idea why he thought that.
Transitioning an entire multiplayer server-side game into a single-player video game, which means rebalancing the entire experience around single player, rebuilding everything in the entire game. How are you going to do that with Final Fantasy XIV? You're just going to make all the raids soloable? Imagine the day that World of Warcraft shuts down, and suddenly you have to make it a single-player game for every individual that ever bought the game. That's what they're asking for.
No.
It's
not.
not.
Have to sunset live service.
That dude, at best, right? That's an ignorant over-exaggeration, and at worst, bro, that's a malicious, knowledgeable fucking, lie. Holy fuck. That's bad, bro. What do you mean? That's stupid.
Service games as a single-player experience. The idea that suddenly you need to make every single live service game playable single-player offline? No, dude.
Correct. No. This one is particularly baffling to me because I've heard most counter-arguments before, but until Thor, I've never heard this one. That we want the...
Yeah, no, because I told you, it's one of two things. It's like it's a really over-exaggerative, mischaracterization born from ignorance, or it's super malicious because he is knowingly mischaracterizing what the movement is about and what it's trying to do. And dude, when you encounter people that do that and you're not used to it, I swear to God, it's befuddling. It's befuddling. Even if you are used to it, right? And you just see it happens to you from a person that you know is intelligent, is befuddling, right? Because it makes your brain go bro, are you fucking retarded? Or are you fucking purposely trying to fuck with me kind of shit? It makes your brain do that for 10 seconds.
Industry to convert all multiplayer games into single player.
What does he mean? Yeah.
I keep saying it. You never know where gamers are going to take this.
Nowhere in there does it say that it's directly targeting always online single-player games.
Oh, he's so close. He's so close to getting it.
It is vague, and because of that, it will impact.
He never has that light bulb moment. Well, he is correct in that statement. It's almost as if that's not what the initiative is asking for. But those were his streams with a smaller audience. What does he say in his big YouTube video with over 1 million views that he had time to research?
If we're trying to kill off the practice of developers putting together a live service game, pitching it as a single-player experience, and then taking away support in the future...
now he's changed it again and is making up how it's about single-player games are advertised. What is he doing?
It needs to be specific about the business practice it's trying to defeat, which is specifically companies that are doing this under the guise of it being a single-player game, but adding online-only functionality that is not necessary and doesn't add any gameplay elements. That's the problem.
No, that's not it at all.
And there are some people that'll say, well, just make it all single player.
Like
I've explained that doesn't make any sense in the first place. If you're making it all single player, you'd have to carve off all of that, and it's developer time and money. These are two different ideologies, and that's okay to have two different ideologies. I just won't agree with it.
But those aren't the ideologies. Nothing in the initiative is asking to convert games to single player.
Nowhere in there does it say that it's directly targeting always online single player games.
Yeah, so why does he keep bringing it up? This is a total red herring.
If we don't like the idea of live service games as a whole, I get it. Don't play live service.
Because he's an asshole. Literally, the more I hear, it's like, no, it's like he's a fucking asshole, bro. He's doing this on purpose. He is. And it's not because, oh, well, he worked at Blizzard, Humphrey. It's because of what I know now, bro. There's things I didn't know. I did my research. There's things I know now that make me go, oh my God, bro. This is malicious as shit.
This games then don't agree to those terms.
No, he's getting a new thing wrong now. We're not against them existing. We're against them being destroyed with no recourse for the customer. Just use logic. If we didn't like them in the first place, why would we care if they're being destroyed?
Major India, yeah, bro. We looked at that clip a little bit ago. This shit's funny. He's like, oh, my doctor said that your voice just drops 7 octaves. Your voice is naturally just, gets this deeper as you get older. It's like the second growth spurt. Yeah, we heard that one. It was stupid as shit.
He says he gets it, but he doesn't.
Let's talk about the actual bad business practices. In the case that a studio is making a live service game, and they sell it to you as a product, they say that you are purchasing the game, or you are buying the game, when in reality you're actually purchasing or buying a license to that game. I think that we should...
You can hear it glitch out sometimes, too. Like, very fucking quick. You have to have an ear for audio, but, like, you can hear it really fucking quickly if you wear a good headset. But, like, it's very infrequent, but I heard that. It's like when he kind of just mashes a bunch of words together like that, you know what I mean? He talks really, really fast, where it probably couldn't catch it for a split second, and it goes, you can hear the audio go, you can hear jumble up for 2 seconds.
Be fighting about that. The initiative is not trying to call that out specifically. It's trying to say that,
hey, what's up, Weeks? Hope you've been well, my friend.
All games need to stay in a functional, playable state.
Yes!
Which is not calling out the language that is being used to manipulate the player. Call that out specifically.
Okay, I don't know if he's doing this intentionally. I'll be charitable and assume he's not. But this is some serious obfuscation. He's complaining that the initiative isn't focused on another topic he made up.
Bro, we've been swimming, man. We've been swimming. I think you'd probably be a little proud of your boy. You know? Just kicking back, swimming, bro.
I mean, what is that logic? Hey, the initiative doesn't address how Capcom changed the look of Dante in the Devil May Cry reboot either. That may as well be what he's saying there. I am not aware of a game on the planet with a license agreement that says you are not buying a license. Our problem is not with licenses failing to inform people. Blizzard says they can take away your purchase for no reason. That sounds pretty clear to me. Our problem is those terms are so hostile to consumers and the medium that they should be taken off the table entirely. This needs regulation. Forget video games. If you look at basic commerce for hundreds of years, when you paid money, you either got to keep what you paid for, or if it was a service, you were told when your access ends.
No, and, as retarded as the jokes I make are, that's like, the beyond gaming, bro, that's what pisses me the fuck off more. The way they try to milk us. This is just, I said it, gaming, I feel like, is one of the most anti-consumer industries around right now, bro. And it's just like they get to do whatever the fuck they want, right? Like, imagine buying a fucking car with 3 fucking wheels and you have to buy the 4th wheel and it's just okay. Like, it's just a thing that's okay for fuckers to do to you, It is bad. They get to just cut off your fucking game and yank that shit off your library shelf. Like you ain't got no say in the fucking matter. You done paid the money. And most of these games, don't forget this shit because of the era of gaming we're in. You don't just pay them money, right? You pay them extra. You give them a little bit of cheddar on top of it, bro. It's like they mastered guns and butter, bro. If you're a hood nigga, you know what I'm talking about. They mastered the concept of guns and butter, bro. Like, they sell you a thing, sometimes half-assed, and then they're able to get you to pay more for it for as long as they want to. That's pimping. That's actually some pimping shit, dude. If it didn't affect me, it wouldn't piss me off so much. I actually admire it.
Vast majority of online-only games do neither of those.
Yo, I'm gonna have them pay like almost $100 for this thing, bro. And then I'm gonna get them to pay like tens of dollars on top of it. Look, in a month, they'll give me another $100. And then another 100. It's like free bands. We're gonna be rich for the rest of our lives, baby. I can see them fucking like slapping 5, popping bottles, dude.
The games industry is trying to upend basic commerce. I think you have to go back to feudalism before neither of those things are true. Why even have consumer laws if you have no rights?
If you try to tell me that every studio needs to run their live service game indefinitely or not run one at all, then no one's going to run them.
Oh no! He wheeled out that line about publishers having to support the game forever. He was literally watching the video earlier where it says it won't do that in big letters. That wasn't enough.
Oh my god, I'm getting derailed, but I don't care. Abe's, do you remember that one? Guns and Butter, bro? Come on. Bro, if you're from the hood, any of y'all, right? You have had to see that movie, Baby Boy. Tyrese's first, like, breakout role. One of the greatest hood movies ever made. Baby Boy, that shit was dope.
Can't stop gamers from going there, even when we spell it out.
See, you
I admit, guys, this part
Guns
hurts.
and Butter.
To see the biggest voice on this issue get it wrong again and again and again, then put that same wrong information on blast to a far bigger audience than we can reach. It hurts. He doesn't get it. He doesn't.
I know you know, but some of our white homies, they probably don't know about the concept of Guns and Butter, bro. All right, this shit is lit. Baby Boy, one of the greatest movies ever fucking made, okay? You watch this shit.
Nigga trying to psych me out, talking about he a killer and all. Old school nigga. He don't want us to have to put up. You don't know shit. Now, I see you got yourself a little business going. Well, that's good. That's good. You make that paper. But when you making paper, you gotta learn some rules to go with it. You gotta learn the difference between guns and butter. There are two type of niggas in this world. There are niggas with guns and niggas with butter. Now, what are the guns? The guns, that's the real estate. The stocks and bonds. Artwork. You know, shit that appreciates with value. What's the butter?
Like the 800, no, how much is that card worth? The $400 Yashoda Knight's Bless card that I pulled from the fucking booster? That's the guns, bro. I swear. All the fucking crack cards I pulled, bro. That's the guns, baby.
Cars, clothes, jewelry, all that other bullshit that don't mean shit after you buy it. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Guns and butter, baby. You little dumb motherfuckers.
Bro, that's some cracked fucking advice, too. I swear to fucking God, dude. You gotta know the difference with guns and
understand what we're asking for. Now, to be fair, it sounded like he was getting a little closer in this video. Yeah, despite being called 2, it's at least the 4th video he did on this.
Yeah, they kill Snoop Dogg, bro. And Ving Rhames comes in there, dude. Yeah, dude, that movie fucking, that part almost makes me cry as a grown adult, you know? I can see myself doing that for my son. One time. He gets 1, bro, right? But if he slips up, he gets caught or something, I'm snitching. I'm seeing. I ain't going to prison for my kid.
You want that to stay in a functional playable state. That means the devs have to release either server binaries or somehow carve off the game to be a single-player experience.
That's better, but he's still talking about converting to single player right to the end. He never completely got it.
All right, sorry, I got derailed as shit.
So Pirate Software did not understand the initiative. Maybe still doesn't. That means the majority of his critique is about things it would not do.
All right, one more. Remember when he was like, is this Jody who can't take care of his responsibilities as a motherfucking man who lives at his mother's house? Nigga, you was a bitch. Oh my God, that movie was funny. That movie wasn't even supposed to be a comedy, I don't think, but that movie was funny.
All MMOs.
If that passes, you're doing never playing an MMO again for the rest of your life.
Living
and taking
at
away from
Mom
every other
Boo's
person that plays
house?
MMOs.
It really wouldn't. And I've explained why in that video. But the short version is companies would have to stop liking money for that to happen. Lots of money. But his number one criticism is that he thinks the initiative is vague.
Incredibly vague. Too vague. Very vague. Damn vague. It's vague. It's vague. That is vague. Too vague. Vaguely vague. Incredibly vague. Vaguely worded. Vague. 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 This is vague.
This goes on. Well, from Thor's perspective, his logic is pretty sound for this part. But the thing about logic is it's only as good as your assumed truths. And he's said multiple times now that he thinks the initiative is only about single-player games. So since he's expecting the thing he made up, but that's not what the initiative is asking for, he thinks it's vague. Because for him, it is.
Nowhere in there does it say that it's directly targeting always online single-player.
He's being so intentional, bro. He's trying to muddy the waters, dog. Right? Using his influence to fucking make people think that, oh shit, maybe he's right. He worked at Blizzard. He's the game dev. Don't forget, I said this the other week too, bro. Stop believing people just because they said they worked at a fucking place. Like, you know how absurd that sounds in the big 2025? That's like me going, I worked at Microsoft. You know that? I worked at Microsoft, and all I did, dude, was probably was a janitor at the Microsoft. I was a janitor, cleaned the offices and the floors and shit. Bro, one of my first jobs straight out of culinary school, I had to do an externship. I worked for the Arizona Cardinals, dude. I got to meet all the players and cook for them, all that fun shit. But I ain't never sat here and went, oh yeah, I was with the Arizona Cardinals. You know what I mean? I worked with the Arizona Cardinals, bro. Yeah, baby. Like, come on, dude. Like, I fucking cooked those fuckers' food. I was a fucking servant.
Your games. It is vague.
Yeah, in fact, if we look at that long definition again.
And that's what he does. He's like, oh, I was a game dev for 10 years. I worked at Blizzard. But all he probably did was have to place little trees in little fucking areas sometimes.
Subsection just for Thor. Single-player games with an online DRM check. Those would already fall under this broader category. So Thor is expecting this. Again, I don't know why, but instead he's seeing an initiative that covers all of this. That's why he calls it vague 50
Oh, bro, fuck him, bro. Fuck him.
times. The thought that we want what we're asking
He's not a game dev at all. That's crazy.
for, and not the thing he made up, seems to have never entered his head. The initiative is trying to stop the destruction of games. That's the whole point. It covers the types of games most in need of saving. If we only covered this tiny subsection, that would save maybe 1% or less of games that get destroyed. This would do almost nothing. I'm not saying there isn't one, but I literally can't think of a game that...
That's how you know he's being intentional. If you know English, bro, you have a GED, a high school fucking diploma, right? Like, you made it to at least a third year of high school. You know how to read and comprehend words and, like, what is it called? Sentence comprehension and shit. You've studied all these things. You know how to read a sentence, bro, and interpret the meaning and the feelings and shit behind a sentence. Like, goddamn, man. Today I'm thirsty. Maybe I'll go get a drink of water. That sentence means, hey, Joe Murray, maybe he was dehydrated and wanted a drink of water, right? You're a retard if you sit here and think, Joe Murray, bro? Oh my God. So he was doing drugs all night, and that's why he sat here on stream and said he was thirsty and wanted a drink of water. It's just like intentionally, bro, trying to fucking muddy the waters and fucking lie. It's just lying. It's just fucking lying. I don't even know why I'm trying to call it anything else. It's fucking lying, bro. It's maliciously lying to serve your own fucking needs, dude.
It meets this criteria.
It's fucking
Every game I know
dumb.
of with single-player content that's been destroyed has been designed to run server-side, not locally. Older ones like that tend to have the DRM cracked, which is not an ideal solution, but that does stop game destruction. And newer ones with Denuvo or something tend to have it removed by end of life. So I say less than 1%, but this might save 0% of games. I'm not sure.
It doesn't even affect that many games. You think about it. You really think about it, bro? All the current games, right? You're not at risk about that for the foreseeable future. I mean, like, the next decade. Like, Call of Duty, you got the Call of Duty, CSGOs, Valorant, Apex. I don't see them just going, we're ending support, because those fuckers make so much fucking money, they keep them open forever. But there are games that are always online, and they're not that popular. They probably don't get too much, like, aftermarket support and shit through DLC and shit. Like, you know, like the Friday the 13th game. Not too many people play those hide and seek fucking games, dude. I'm not trying to diss them, but it's just like, I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh yeah, I'm gonna get high and play hide and seek on my computer. That's essentially what those games are. They're fun. I streamed and played them, you know, a bunch. Had a lot of fun. I played that Friday the 13th one. But, like, yeah, the graphics suck, and, you know, those games get boring if you die and shit like that. You know, they don't get a lot of support. It makes sense for, yeah, we gotta shut the doors. But it doesn't make sense why a community that already has the game, why they shouldn't just be able to do what they want with the game as far as like modding it and have like keeping it open themselves, whether they have to buy their own servers or whatever the fuck, right?
It's actually not that vague. Though to be fair, some people did get hung up on this part. A reasonably playable or functional state. True, that is not 100% specific. There are reasons for that. You know how in law, police can stop a suspect with reasonable suspicion? Or a jury finds someone guilty?
Does Destiny still make money? Fuck yeah. Not a lot, but don't forget, Destiny is like a legacy game. I consider those like a legacy kind of like online game, bro. Like dude, Destiny was such a big fucking game back in the day, right? And Destiny 2, it wasn't as great. But I don't know, there's a big player base that is there propping that game up like OIC and the 3 other dents holding Phil up. You know, you're like, oh, is Phil still making money? Well, bros, that group of retards in the corner, that's how.
Beyond all reasonable doubt?
Essentially.
That's because the number of situations you face are so varied that the law has to inject some common sense somewhere. It's the same with games. A multi-million-dollar MMO is a different animal from a budget arena shooter. It won't work making highly specific.
Well, no, that's not even difficult. As far as IP protection, if it's copywritten, right, then I don't know. Just fucking, if someone's gonna sell it, right, say, that's why, I don't know. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's that complicated. If someone's not selling something for a profit, and explicitly doing so, I feel like you should just be able to copyright that shit and get your money, sue somebody, do whatever the fuck you need to do, right? Fucking send them papers, injunction, or whatever, have them fucking stop.
Laws.
It shouldn't be that hard.
That's one half of it. The other half of it is this sentence is an olive branch to publishers.
That's why this shit should be free. Emulators should always be free, and the ROMs, they should always be free, right? Because then it defeats the fucking purpose. It's like you're giving justification for the IP holders and the copyright holders to like shut down the few avenues of game preservation we have, right? So I get where it could get sticky and shit in a court of law. I'm not a fucking lawyer. I get covered in grease for a living, I guess. Dude, I'm a dumbass. But fucking, I don't know. As reasonably, it feels like it shouldn't be that complicated.
For complaints, this is.
I feel like there's other laws that check shit like that.
Isn't specific enough. Okay, but you know what the alternative to this would be? Here, I'll show you. The game must be fully functional and contain 100% of all features as advertised. So as a publisher, which requirement would you rather meet? More importantly, this sentence shows the EU Commission that we're acting in good faith and trying to find a balance. I think some of the people asking for this to be more specific may not realize what they're asking for. I know some won't believe this, but a hell of a lot of thought went into the wording of the initiative. I think it's almost perfect. See, the initiative isn't even a proposed bill, it's a negotiation. Our side says we want games to be functional when publishers end support, so they need end-of-life plans. The industry's position is going to be against whatever we write and claim they need no regulation whatsoever. Then the EU Commission gets to decide who is more in the right here. The Citizens Initiative is the opening offer in these negotiations. Trust me, the industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars will make its position known to the EU. We don't have to make their case for them. So for this negotiation, simple is good. That's why we're straight and to the point for what we want. Then the industry will argue against that. Then the EU Commission might look for compromises. You don't start a negotiation with a bunch of compromises because then it will get so watered down you won't save anything. Oh, and that long definition list are actually logical extensions of the simpler language used in the initiative.
It's
actually kind of slick. Plus, there's a character limit.
You start high, you go straight to the point. You're in a good... Like, bro, I keep bringing up this card. This is the greatest card I've ever pulled. Oh, I get goosebumps thinking about it, right? To say you wanted to buy my card, I would literally be like, all right, $480. And you'd be like, what, Showberry, for $80? And then I'll state my case. This is a highly sought after card. It came from this fucking pack. You really can't find it, right? Da 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 da. It's gonna appreciate in value, bro. Humferoff. And the foil version goes for almost $1,000. So I don't know. We could deal, and maybe we could go down to 300 in my head. I'll be like, oh, 300, but I want this card that you have, right? We could do some shit like that. But yeah, start with like, well, I could, the lowest I'll probably go is like 200 something, and maybe one of your cards. What do you think, dude? Because it just gets muddied, and then you ended up getting fucked in the deal at the end of the day.
On these things, the EU Commission doesn't want you trying to cover 50 edge cases at this phase.
You need to start off
all right,
high,
so Pirate Software did not understand the initiative. But point two, he also did not make it easy for the truth to get out. I had never heard of him prior to all this, but during the campaign, I had dozens of people contacting me, telling me how wise and reasonable he is, how he's really pro-consumer and represents developers, and I should really talk to him. Great, let's do it. So this was my first encounter of him.
Oh shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire
we watch these
the level of stupid.
He is. Focusing on people having rights and checking what consumer law actually says rather than what's most convenient for publishers. Though I think I know where that comment is coming from because I've gotten it before. Here's what I think is happening. Online-only games have a client and a server, but a lot also have middleware that developers don't have permission to distribute to customers, or depend on microservices they have no control over, and the server software isn't even designed to run on a customer system. You can't just cut out the middleware and remove the microservices because they're integrated too deeply. That would still leave the game bricked and could take months to fix and be a lot of work. So I think some devs think we're saying all they need to do is just release the server binaries at end of life, and yay, everything is solved. And that's why they think we're ignorant. Well, for some games that could work, but not ones like these. Plus, that's not what we're saying. First off, we're not even mandating the methodology because, again, doing that could run afoul of copyright law. Second, this whole diagram is looking at a game that exists right now and was never designed to have an end-of-life plan. Those might not be salvageable. So what we're saying is let's take a game in the future. No code has been written yet. It's still just a design document. Okay, so we have the client portion as usual, then we have the server logic. Now we'll bring in our usual middleware and microservice vendors. Nope, stop. Now, the EU says we can't just brick customer purchases like we've been doing if we want to sell our games there. So that means we can't keep making all these same deals the way we have been. Now we need to renegotiate with the vendors to allow for an end-of-life build with their software, or redesign things to make the microservices easier to sever at end of life. And vendors probably will renegotiate. Otherwise, they'll start losing sales to everyone who wants to sell games in the EU. But say a vendor refuses anyway. Then we need to go with vendor B, who will offer EU-compliant solutions because they will be happy to take money away from their competitor, vendor A. Or maybe we need to abandon one of the microservices altogether and come up with an in-house alternative that is compatible with an end-of-life plan. And if the server can't run on consumer hardware, well, maybe now we code it in a way that's more versatile and can be compiled to run a stripped-down version with less features for the customer machine at end of life. Or hey, if that's not doable, then we scrap that, but still give customers some form of server software at end of life because now we've planned for this, and inform them it requires specialized hardware, and they're on their own for getting it working. And these are all just
I feel like
suggestions.
that's like fair.
The publisher would get to decide how they want to comply.
I feel like that's how almost every other industry kind of has to work to a degree.
4 is not alone in developers trashing what I just said. I don't know why, but some of the nastiest insults I've received on the entire campaign have been when I try to explain this is what we're asking for. This part in particular triggers some people.
I know, yes, they don't want to spend money, but neither do I, neither do you, but we're forced to. Fuck them, I'm sick of that. Sick of them. Not you what you said, but just the concept that like the company's we're gonna spend more money, so I'm not gonna do this thing. Fuck you. You know? Not you, but like the company. Like, go fuck yourself. I guess you can't do that thing.
Both to no end.
Don't
that
fix
video
your
made me
mouth to
actually
do a
mad.
thing you can't
like
fucking
real
follow
mad.
through.
Not like
You don't have the
fake
money to
memes
do a
mad,
thing.
like actually
don't
mad.
do the thing. I don't have the money to go to Hawaii. I ain't going to Hawaii, I guess. You know? Like, fuck them. Shit.
Like, I'm actually mad.
Upsetting people is not our goal, by the way.
Sucks.
We actually
They don't have
want
to
this
live under
transition
the
to be as
same
easy
rules
as
we
possible
do.
for publishers and developers. However, we are stubbornly against proposals that won't stop commercial games being destroyed. Because that's the whole point. Anyway, you heard Thor's comments.
Not. It's like straight. It's very straightforward. But that's what I mean. You could tell that fucking PirateSoftware is being super malicious. He's outright lying about the whole thing because it serves him, bro. It does. And after all this shit, he's been getting the just due blowback that he deserves. His back has been getting blown out. Pause. Nah, fuck that. No pause, bro. He's getting the slippery willy. Oh, God, my folders are so full of bullshit, dude. But yeah, people are sliding on him. And he has his own game he's making, and it looks like garbage. It's been in early access, bro, since 2018, dude. It's fucking nuts. It's such a long time for like a shitty game like his. Where is it? Let me see if I can look it up. What was this stupid game called, bro? Here it is. This $10 piece of garbage got stuck between my screens. Yo, look at this. Look what he did to himself, bro. Ow. Ouch. Damn. It's like slamming a car door on your fucking finger, huh, Hobie? I gotta see some of these reviews. I really don't want to make it seem like I'm just on a bandwagon of hate for this thing. I got this game all the way in 2017, donated to the Kickstarter, had my name in the credits, etc. I've been following this thing and been on and off the creator's stream for a long time. He's talking about PirateSoftware. I think it's cool what he's done for the game dev community, despite the stupid and frankly petty controversy surrounding him. Oh my god, glob, glob, glob. But frankly, after all these years, even before he really took off as a creator, I never really agreed with his philosophy when it came to making his own game. It, for the most part, just felt like more something to build a platform off of through streaming, its development, and whatnot. It sort of became more evident that when spurs of content came down to an absolute crawl, oh shit, holy fuck, this is a fucking long, I'm not gonna read all that. So yeah, wouldn't really recommend as it stands, not even as a finished product. I would really recommend buying this unless you want to support the creator. I'm not really much of a reviewer, so sorry this came off as a bit of a ramble fest. It totally did. I just feel like I had a lot of thoughts to add to the discussion after following this game for so long. Early access for like how many years now? Exactly, bro. What the fuck? Bait and switch, developers moved on to separate projects while leaving this game in early access limbo. More importantly, the developers outspokenly anti-consumer and actively lobbies for a more toxic and exploitative gaming industry. Avoid this mess. Oof. Damn, bro. He's getting cooked. What kind of amateur crap is this? Ugh. He's a bomb! I'm gonna get that as a sound clip. PPP yelling that he's a bomb. No, let's see what this game looks stupid, bro. This shit looks like a fucking goddamn ripoff of some. This looks bad, bro. I'm already not vibing with it. What the fuck, bro? this game looks like, bro, this has been in early access since 2018. Bro, this is before COVID. This is way before COVID, dude. 2018. That's when my son was born. Oh my lad. Holy shit, right? Oh my god, dude. That's a long time ago. This is before the marriage and all the shit. That was a long time ago, dude. Holy fuck, how can you have a game like this in development for so long? That's what I feel like it's a scam, right? I don't even know what it's about. What a shitty trailer, bro. I don't even know what this shit's about. What's going on, dude? I just saw like a little boy in a hoodie spurred the fuck out. Click on some meteors, maybe? I don't know, man. All right, I think that's all I got for today, though. I'm gonna get out of here before I overstay my welcome, you know? Tomorrow, bro, I'm on the fence. See if I want to get my semi-retired detractor ass off my rocker, bro. I'll see how I feel. But if I do, we'll do that. I'll do that Roblox idea, bro. We'll set up the locale universe, bro. I actually have a map that's like what? It's actually like the fucking Earth. It's like the world map, bro. We could put Phil somewhere in fucking Antarctica if we want, you know? It'd be dope. But we'll see. Maybe, I don't know. It'll be an idea we do at some point. But if you see me tomorrow, just expect that. But if anything, I'll probably be here Friday night for sure. But I'll see you when I see you otherwise. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stay high, stay hydrated. Try not to work too hard. Love y'all, no pause. I'll see you guys in Phil Africa. Put them on the tip. We'll put them in South Africa, bro. I swear. I promise. Yeah, fuck that. No. You know what? We'll make Phil's race. I think there's more races now before I hop on. I think we can make him like some kind of pig person. I think I have like pig people in there. I don't know. I'm gonna check the game out when I hop off, but you can make him like an orc. We can have his race of people be orcs or like pigs, and they might actually evolve into like pig people and shit. I've seen this shit happen, bro. I like threw a bunch of crabs in just a place randomly and went to check on them. They made a kingdom and shit, right? But they were still crabs. So I was like, what the fuck? Like these animals make hierarchies and shit for themselves. And then I checked on them like 500 years later, bro. And I see this big ass like crab man like carrying fucking lumber to a fucking shit, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? So who knows? There's a bunch of wacky, dumb, dope shit you could do in that game. So at the very least, bro, we'll stream that game. We're gonna stream that game tomorrow and get fucked up and have some fun.